If you want to speak English naturally without stopping to think about grammar, this is the most important tense you'll ever learn. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this lesson, we're starting Pre IELTS Grammar Session 1, and today we're learning the simple present tense, the tense you use every single day in real life and in the IELTS test. So let's fix it properly. But before we begin, commence daily English if you use English every day. We use the simple present tense for daily activities, routines, habits, facts, and general truth. Let's read some examples. Sarah walks to school every day. John walks out at 5 p.m. every night. Mary regularly drinks coffee in the morning. I teach English for 8 hours a day. My friend and I often hang out at night. Do you have dinner at 8 p.m.? What do you do? Common time expressions with the simple present tense are usually, once a week, every day, and regularly. Now, I want to give you 5 seconds to say one sentence about your daily routine. Okay, now let's move to sentence patterns. For affirmative sentences, we use this structure. First, we write the subject and then we have the simple verb. But if the subject is he, she, or it, we need to add s or es at the end of the verb. For example, I eat breakfast at 9 o'clock every morning. As you can see, I have I as the subject and eat as the simple verb. She eats breakfast at 9 o'clock every morning. As you can see, because the subject is she, we have s at the end of our verb. So it is eats. Sarah eats breakfast at 9 o'clock every morning. So I just used Sarah instead of she. And for negative sentences, we use this structure. We have subject plus don't or do not plus simple verb. Or if the subject is he, she, it, we have doesn't instead of don't. Attach importance to the point that whenever we have don't or doesn't, we have simple verb. I don't eat breakfast at 9 o'clock every morning. She doesn't eat breakfast at 9 o'clock every morning. And it's your turn now. Can you make a negative sentence out of the last sentence? Sarah eats breakfast at 9 o'clock every morning. Sarah doesn't eat breakfast at 9 o'clock every morning. Now let's move to questions. First, we'll learn yes-no questions. The questions whose answers are yes or no. The structure is do or does plus subject plus simple verb. Do you exercise every morning? Does she exercise every morning? Do John and Mary have a pet? Does Steve meet her twice a week? Attach importance to my intonation. I raise my voice at the end of yes-no questions. Now let's learn WH questions. The structure is WH words like what, who, where, and so forth, plus do or does, plus subject plus simple verb. For example, what do you do every morning? How often does she exercise? What do John and Mary have? And lastly, whom or who does Steve meet twice a week? Please attach importance to my intonation again. I dampen my voice at the end of WH questions. But here's a point for you to learn. If WH questions omit or question the subject The base form of the sentence regarding singular third person is used in the question, whatever the tense. Look at this sentence. Who shouts all the time? I don't have do or does in this question because the subject is omitted. Another example is, what happens at these everyday festivals? As you can see, we don't have do or does in this question. And lastly, who makes dinner in your family? Again, because we don't have any subject in this question, we don't use do or does in the question. Now I have a challenge for you. Look at this sentence. She does love him. It's neither a negative sentence nor a question. So what the meaning exactly is? We use this structure, we use do or does in affirmative sentences to emphasize. The pattern is subject plus do or does plus simple verb. So I use it to emphasize the verb. For example, I say, I do exercise every day. The point here is I put the stress of the sentence exactly on do or does. So please repeat after me. I do exercise every day. Or they do eat out at least 3 times a week. Dr. Smith does clock in at 7 a.m. every morning. So I put the stress right on do or does. Now use this tense to answer these IELTS Speaking Part 1 questions. You can pause this video to answer each question. Do you work or are you a student? Do you like your job? What do you like about your studies? What is your town well known for? What do you like to do in the countryside? What kind of housing accommodation do you live in? What do you dislike about your house? How often do you use cash? To master this tense, please make 15 affirmative and negative sentences in addition to 15 yes, no and WH questions. You can also read books, English Grammar in Use, Intermediate Level, Unit 2 by Raymond Murphy, Oxford Practice Grammar, Intermediate Level, Unit 5 by John Eastwood, and finally, Oxford English Grammar Course, Intermediate Level, Section 2 by Michael Swan. If this lesson helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's preparing for IELTS. In the next video, we'll move to the present continuous tense, where most students get confused.